Okay, so would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Lois Davis. I'm 57 years old. I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina. I'm retired Coast Guard, 26 years. Oh,
Um,
and I'm Kira's mom,
oh yeah, hi
full
mom.
time.
All right, so today I guess we're just kind of talking about like your running experience, but I guess we're gonna start off here at the beginning. So, was living like an active, healthy lifestyle something that came naturally to you?
Absolutely not. I was the baby out of 6 kids. Dad was enlisted military. Mom didn't work, didn't have a whole lot of money for food. We ate very unhealthy food because it was cheaper and you could feed a family of 8.
Yeah.
So no, definitely not.
And what about like activity? Like, did your parents like encourage?
Oh no, my parent again. I think some of it was financially, and some of them that they just didn't have time, or I don't even know, maybe just didn't want to. But me nor my siblings were ever into any kind of sports. We were never introduced to any kind of sports. Closest I got was cheerleading in like middle school for a couple of years. But other than that, we were never really encouraged. My parents were both smokers, drinkers, so there was no real healthy meals and no physical activity pretty much at all.
How and why did you get into running?
Okay, it's funny because I never in a million years thought I would ever be a runner. But when I was in the Coast Guard, I was stationed in Miami. They had a 5K coming up. I had gained a lot of weight. Like in a 6-month period, I gained like 30 pounds. So at the time, my ex-husband, he says, "Hey, why don't we do this 5K that's coming up in like 5 months?" It was one that this air station in Miami always sponsored, and you got free pancakes and you got the day off if you went in at 7:30 and did the run. So I was
Yeah.
sold free pancakes, and I don't have to go to work that day. Just go for a run. Okay, so that was kind of what kicked it off. I did prepare for that. I was like running on a treadmill, walking, I should say. It wasn't. It was probably a lot more walking than running, but I wanted to be able to do it on a treadmill before I went outside and did it in front of other people. So.
Yeah.
Well, one of the reasons too that that 5K was very important is because not only because I showed up and did it, but when I got there, I was 29 years old, my first race, and when I got to the race, and so it was there was a lot of people, but not a lot of people. But in my age group of like 29 and under, they had trophies,
Yeah.
and I was third place out of 5 people in my age group, so it's not like I killed it, but I got a trophy, which I was kind of excited about that. But then when I got home and my son was about, gosh, he was in probably first grade at the time, give or take, second grade maybe. And when he saw the trophy, he just thought I was the best thing ever. He was like, "Mom, you won!" And he was so excited. It made me so proud. So I guess the bug just kind of bit me. And I said, "Okay, when's the next race?"
And so, in what ways has running helped you or changed your life?
Well, other than what I've already talked about, losing weight and eating better and all that, running did not initially start as this, but running, when I hit some really tough patches in my life, turned into my therapy. I would literally go out in the middle of wherever I was running, and sometimes I would be yelling at God, or I'd be crying, or I'd be happy because I found out I'm gonna be a grandma. I mean, it was such a roller coaster of emotions. But there are a lot of times where, and I went to traditional therapy over the years, but just found that running is so therapeutic. You just go out there and get lost in your own thoughts, whether they're good or bad. You can turn on your music and tune out. It's just such a easy to me way to just connect
Yeah.
with myself. If that makes sense.
And so, why running? Out of like, I don't know. There's just like so many like ways you can like work out and stuff. Like, there's like lacrosse, there's soccer, there's swimming, there's so many things out there. Why running?
Well, running for me was almost like it was, and I don't want to say it's easy because it's not easy, but it kind of is. You don't really need any equipment. You don't need to go to the gym. All you need is a good pair of running shoes and your sunscreen. But yeah, that was kind of one of the reasons I went with it. It's kind of one foot in front of the other. I am not athletically inclined, even though people saw that I was a runner. They'd always try to recruit me for their like softball teams and volleyball teams. I'm like, I have no coordination. I can't hit. I can't throw. I can't catch. So it just seemed like an easy sport to pick up on without a lot of money involved and a lot of coordination. So yeah, I guess that's probably part of it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to have this interview with me.
Sure.
I mean, I know you're my mom, so like, you kind of have to help me with things, but I appreciate the time. And
Well, I love this subject, so I appreciate you talking to me about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And again, thanks. And that was actually very insightful. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.